But Mr. S, I am not good enough. You are cool, Lawrence. We are back with a bang, baby, and you might be noticing, Daniel, where are you in the world? It is looking nice and tropical in the background. Yes, baby, we have landed in none other than Bali, Indonesia, mate. And I'm feeling reflective. I am feeling very grateful. My friends, my girlfriend, they would tell you I'm not an emotional guy. My friend Brian from America, we are best friends. He's very emotional. He would cry at his favorite song if it's played in the radio, and he would say that I have a heart of stone. But I actually woke up on day one of Bali. I had a mastermind on. I landed on Friday. It's now Monday. I landed on Friday. I had a mastermind on Saturday morning, and I woke up to the birds chirping in this beautiful villa. The sun was shining. It was nice and warm outside. I could feel the sun beating down on my chest and my face. I took a second and I looked around me before doing a generational fucking cannonball into the pool, but I looked around me and I actually got quite emotional. I was actually overwhelmed with emotion, which is it's not regular. I didn't cry. Don't worry, I'm not a bitch. No, I'm joking. I didn't cry, but it made me reflect on how far we've actually come. And I want you to do this with me. I want you to look back at 5 years ago. I want you to remember what that guy or girl, I remember what that person looked like, how they felt, where they were in their life at the time, where they were living, did they have a partner, did they not, what their goals, what their aspirations were. And if that version of you could sit beside you now, what would they say? What would they think? What would they think about what you've done? And part of you might think, I haven't done much. I haven't achieved everything I wanted to. That's the point. You're not going to achieve everything you want to all the time. The goalpost will always move. But it's really important to look back and reflect on how far you've actually come. And I guarantee you, I put my life on it, that version of you would be proud. That version of you would have a smile on their face. They'd be saying, man, we are doing it. We are cooking. And if you're listening to this podcast, most likely you are very growth-minded, you're into your personal development, you want to win, you want to make money, you want to experience everything that life has to offer. You want to cook, baby. You want to cook. And we are on a generational run. You're listening to this podcast, you and I, we are on the bull run. The bull run of life. And it made me look back to 19-year-old Daniel, and I'm sure if you've listened to some of these podcasts, well, if you haven't, go fuck yourself. If you listen to some of these podcasts, you know my story. You know that I got handed a very easy deck of cards growing up, and I basically fucked it up. I basically set a light to that golden ticket. I was provided such a fantastic upbringing, went to pilot school, took a lot of drink, a lot of drugs. I no longer wanted to pursue that career, and I was left working in a coffee shop, looking at all my friends who were successful, and I thought, am I ever actually going to amount to anything? Am I ever going to do anything with my life? And I just had a burning desire to do more and to be more, and I thought, this couldn't be it. I remember sitting in my car one day in my black jeans, my tight black top, because, obviously, the smaller the top, the extra mediums I was wearing, the tighter the top, the more jacked you look, but I actually just looked like Bobby Sands. If you don't know, if you're not from Ireland, Bobby Sands is a hunger striker who died after not eating for 66 days. Shout out. That is me currently. That's why we're looking so shredded, right? I turned sideways and I just disappear. Dinner? No. Ice cubes and going to sleep. That's my meal 5. Anyway, not the point. I remember sitting in the car, my little 1.2 beat up Polo, and I thought, there has to be more. There has to be more than this. And he was so lost and directionless. But if he could see now that we've flown to the other side of the world, we flew business class, 26 hours of travel, to fly to Bali to rent out this beautiful villa for 5 weeks, fly my girlfriend out next week, business class for her birthday, to meet our clients in Bali and have some of our guys fly from Australia to come and meet me. I love the people I work with so deeply. They're like family to me, and I love the change that I see in them every single day. It's like I wake up and I'm talking. It's like talking to your mates. It's like being in a group chat with your family. But seeing them win, seeing them grow, seeing them improve, seeing them get into world-class shape, seeing them make so much more money, seeing them do things that they're passionate about and take leaps and take risks so they can become a better version of themselves and live a better life, seeing that firsthand, it's insane. And I know that Daniel will be proud of me. And I used to shy away from saying that because I thought I don't want to sound big-headed, but it's okay to look back and be proud of yourself. It's okay that if you put so much time, effort, and energy into you, into making a better life for yourself, to be proud of it. So I want you to look at your physique. I want you to look at where you are in your professional life. And if you've put so much work into something, be proud of it, man. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to show off your physique. If you spend 6 hours a week in the gym or more, or if you prep your food, if you make tough decisions so that you can get in better shape, don't be afraid to show it off. And if people don't like it, guess what? That's a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of you. That's a mirror being held up in front of them, showing them what they're not doing. And if it's a real one, if it's somebody who's your type of person, your type of guy, they should support you. I love when other people are winning. I love when, I see somebody making moves. Last night, well, let me finish this thought first before we move on. But I actually sat there in the sun and I just put my head in my hands and I thought, oh my gosh, Daniel, like you're doing it, you're doing the thing, you're living your dream life, and I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, and I mean I suppose I never will, but that's okay. But one thing I want to leave with you today, if you take anything from this podcast, that gratitude is not complacency. Gratitude is not complacency. Being able to look back and reflect on how far you've come, being able to look back and know that the you of 5 years ago will be so freaking proud of the body that you're living in, the professional life that you've built for yourself, the experiences you've had. That's not complacency. The job's not finished. I know that. You're going to keep pushing forward. But if you don't look back and if you're not proud of yourself, this whole journey, the 99% of it is going to be miserable. And guess what? When you get to the top of the mountain, when you get to the 1%, you realize, damn, I could have made this so much more fun for myself. So look back. Be proud of yourself, man. It makes the journey so much more fun. So much more fun. Like my girlfriend that's coming out next week, I remember a date with her. I'd spent 3 or 4K on a coaching course and a mentor at the time, and I had to ask my mum for money to take her on a coffee date. I was so down bad. And again, I don't say these things to flex. It's not about that. I do believe that. So I do believe there's people that are funny about money, people that don't like talking about it, or they see it as a bad thing. I'm going to be real with you. I speak to a lot of our guys, and we dive into these things. People that look at others that want to be successful and see it's a bad thing. People. It's like the uber rich of the world, right? I look at those people, and for me, I get inspired by it. But if you look at those people in a negative connotation, that's a reflection of you. That's a reflection of your inner world and how you view money. And oftentimes, a lot of people, when they grow up, they're told, "Oh, we don't talk about money," or "No, money doesn't grow on trees," or "We can't afford that." And then people grow up with this complex that money's weird to talk about, or that if you want to make money, if you want to progress in life, that you're bad or you're evil. And it's just crazy to me. It's absolutely mental. You should be the best person that you possibly could be. You should be a net positive to the world, and you should want to make as much money as possible so that you can provide an incredible life for the people that you care about and experience every single thing that life has to offer. So I just want to offer you a perspective shift on that it is simply a resource for you to live your best life, because one day, guys, we're going to die. We're going to die. One day this all ends. And wouldn't you want to know just how good life could have got? Wouldn't you want to know what life has to offer? And that's why I say, do the work now. Do the work now. Graft now. For this year, I sacrificed giving up alcohol for 2026. It was an easy decision for me because I was so clear on where I'm going. And I sacrificed Netflix. I usually would have worked until 6 or 7 o'clock, and then I would have taken 2 hours where maybe a first hour I would have walked on my walk pad and watched Netflix. What would I have watched? I would have been balls deep in... Do you know what you need to watch? If it does, I don't care if you're from Northern Ireland or not. It's called Say Nothing. It's about the Troubles in Northern Ireland. If you want an education on the Troubles in Northern Ireland, give that a watch. It's so good. It is actually probably one of the best series of all time, I believe. I used to watch that. What else would I have watched? The US Office. Well, so fantastic. I feel like we're caught in the productivity trap. I hate this. When people have downtime, the only thing they want to watch is Modern Wisdom. I would actually rather smack a disabled kid than my downtime being modern wisdom. Like, just quote fucking myself till the cows come home. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I love Chris Williamson. I love what he's about. I love what he's built. He's such a net positive for the world. But there's nothing. I couldn't think of anything worse than putting an absolute 14-hour shift in and then sitting down on the sofa, butt ass naked, watching Andrew Huberman and Chris Williamson quote fuck each other for an hour. For me, that's work, and I'm a big believer that you don't have to be productive. Sometimes the unproductive things are productive. If it feels regenerative for you, then it's productive. And again, that's why I say, like, there's everything. Everybody's different. You might find that regenerative. Great, watch it. For me, I don't. So I will watch something that allows me. It's something mind numbing that allows me to laugh. Laughing is regenerative for me. So surrounding myself with people that make me laugh. Watching the US Office, it's so lighthearted. It's just mind numbing. And then I go to sleep watching the Bomb Squad podcast. It's two guys from Northern Ireland. It's called Aaron McCann and Colin Geddes. They just talk shite. They talk shite, and I love them to bits. They are so funny, and I listen to them going to sleep every night. So I go to bed. I do my skincare. So cleanse, put on my nighttime moisturizer. We're a skincare guy now, and then I put on my nose strip. I take my melatonin an hour out. Get into bed with my blue light blocking glasses on, put a 45-minute sleep timer on, and then I'm on their Patreon as well, so you get all the extra episodes, and it's just them talking shite for an hour, and I usually just I'm just giggling in bed with my eye mask on. I have this eye mask called the Snooze Band Deluxe. God, I'm so gay, the Snooze Band Deluxe, it is insane. It's like 90, maybe like 100 quid, something like that. It's completely blackout. It has Bluetooth built-in speakers. I am actually, this is, what a panty dropper. Name me a bigger panty dropper than the Snooze Band Deluxe. Built-in speakers, baby. I mean, you go to the bar and you tell a girl you're wearing the Snooze Band Deluxe, you're getting sacked tonight. And listen, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, my friend. Yeah, damn, I'm really deep in, aren't I? Anyway, it's fantastic. Bomb Squad podcast, fire that on, and I just go to sleep laughing. And it actually makes me look forward to going to sleep. And it's so funny that I used to do that because I was scared of being alone with my own thoughts years ago. I had to have some sort of input, whereas now I actually just enjoy it. It makes me fall asleep so easy. So, yeah. We're in Bali. I had a mastermind on day one. Let me know if you've been to Bali before. If you have any recommendations, shoot me a message. I've went in 2023 with Tony, the Wolf, you might know him as. I went with him. Did I go with him again? I can't remember. I maybe went with him again, and then I went with my girlfriend as well. So back with a bang. And there's so many of our guys living in Bali. There's so many people I know, which is class. So yeah. Do you know what? Initially I was planning to move to Dubai, and I mean I still will, but I think I actually spend more time in Bali as well. And a lot of people give it so much shit. A lot of people give Bali shit, and they say, "Oh, it's a shithole." Listen, the problem about Bali, there's so many beautiful cafes, restaurants, best gyms, some of the best gyms in the world. Villas are incredible. This villa it is fucking insane. 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 floors, pool. It is unreal. I think it's what was it? It was for 2 weeks. It was 2k sterling. So for the month, I don't know, 4.5, something like that, for 5 weeks. And I mean, if you were to rent this back home, mate, it would be extortionate. Don't get me wrong, it's not really cheap, but the living here is insane. Obviously, you could live a really luxurious life here for less than you would in the UK. And a lot of people, they say, "Bali is so third world, it's a shithole." Dude, the problem is not the streets in Bali are run down. The problem is your expectations about the place. The problem is not that it is shit weather in the UK on a Monday. The problem is your expectation that it should be sunny. The problem is not that dieting is really hard and miserable. The problem is your expectation that it should be easy. And if you're dieting right now and you're finding it difficult, the question I'll ask you, did you think it was going to be hard? Did you think it was going to be easy? No. Did you think it was going to be hard? Yeah. Well, this is the hard. This is what it feels like. And one of the most important things that I've done on my journey is manage my expectations. I always say, have high ambition and low expectations. High ambition and manage expectations is maybe a better way to look at it. That sounds nicer, right? Because In life, when your expectations don't align with reality, that leads to disappointment. When your expectations do not align with reality, it leads to disappointment. And it's, for example, when people feel let down by others. For example, if there's a way that if you are, if you're a very empathetic person, or you're a very considerate person, like overly considerate, not in a bad way, but you're just extremely considerate individual, and then you feel like you always go the extra mile, but then someone doesn't give you that back, that doesn't, and then you're extremely disappointed, you think that person's a bad person. It's not that they're a bad person, it's that your expectations have not been managed on that individual, and that you are going the extra mile. And I think that was a really important lesson for me. Just because I act a certain way does not mean that other individuals should, and if they act differently does not mean they're a bad person. So managing expectations has been huge for me, and manage your expectations, but have high ambition, my friend. Shoot for the fucking moon. Shoot for the moon. And I say this all the time, if you're not clear on where you're going, I will drill this, tattoo this on your bars, tattoo this on your granny's breasts, I don't care, wherever it needs to go, that you're gonna say, well, that's actually really fucked up, I'm sorry, that is the wrong way to go about this. Write it down, put it in your screensaver, that's a better one. Write out what kind of life you want to live. Write out how much money you want to make a month, a year, what car do you want, what kind of family do you want, what kind of physique do you want to have. Write that out every single morning, say it, feel it, and there's a form of manifestation, and call it woo-woo, that's fine. If you listen to this podcast, you don't believe in it, or you don't want to do it, that's cool. Enjoy being a loser, suck the back of the baby. No, if you're listening to this podcast, you're obviously a killer, and we are going to grow together. We are winners when we win, right? So there is this method of manifestation, and it is called the celebration method. And it's where you imagine every single thing that you desire. If that is the car, if that's being able to have the family with 3 kids, if that's being able to fly first class with your girlfriend, whatever it is. Think of the person that you want to make most proud in your life, and imagine you achieving that thing and them being there with you and celebrating it. So what I do every single morning, so I wake up and I first change my state, okay? If you want to wake up on the back foot, just wake up and just do what you feel like doing in the mornings. Wake up, get out of bed, make your bed, hit some push-ups, or put on a song and freaking dance around. Whatever it is, you need to change your state, create energy, change your state. So I do push-ups as soon as I wake up, right? Fires me up. And then also, once I do my skincare, once I brush my teeth, etc., I will sit down. I sit down on this. I don't know if you can see it inside. No, maybe not. Damn, them delts are looking jacked, boy. I will sit down and I will do some breath work. Slow in through my nose, out through the mouth. I'll do that maybe 20, 30 times, a couple of minutes. And then I will put on, and you can laugh at me. I don't care, baby. I'm winning. We're going to win. Me and you together, we are winning, right? I want you to do this. Promise me. Just try it for a month. Just give it a month, please. I urge you to do this. Every single morning, and I would do it in the evenings as well. After I do my breath work, I will sit down, or I will lie down, and I will play the song, Can You Hear the Music? You know Oppenheimer, where it goes, it makes my balls tingle when I hear that song. Type in Can You Hear the Music, Oppenheimer. Can't really sing it or perform it that well, but anyway. A combination of Fergie and Jesus. Troy Bolton in the High School Musical play in P7, by the way. Big flex, but okay. Big flex, got 0 hose off the back of it. I thought just because I'm Troy Bolton, I'm going to clean up on the playground and collect all the hose. No, not one. Not one. I was reduced to having sit-down showers playing Marvin's Room on Alexa for the rest of my P7 career. Holeless. I see if you listen to that and you're like, you get triggered by it, or you think it's disrespectful. Shut up, man. Shut up. Like my girlfriend and I, we joke all the time. We joke all the time, and see when people hear that and they're like, that's misogynistic, or that's disrespectful. Shut up, man. Like my mom, like we would literally laugh about stuff like that. My girlfriend, we laugh about stuff like that. So see if you get offended. That's on you, babes. babes, I'm never going to say that ever again. I actually should just put my head underwater and just never come up. After saying that, damn, some reflection needed after that one. Wow, dark day for the parish. Anyway, back to the point. I'm trying to remember what the point was. Yes, can you hear the music? You need to feel the emotion. Manifestation does not work if you just pump your chest and talk shite in the mirror for 2 minutes. You need to feel it. It is the emotion, because your brain, your subconscious, it does not know the difference between what is reality and what is a manifestation. So you need to feel this. And it's like the red car theory. If I asked you, how many red cars did you see this morning? You would say, I don't freaking know, right? Because you're not a genius. Well, you are. But if I said this morning, when you leave the house, before you are on your route to work or to the shop, count the amount of red cars that you see, you would be able to tell me why, because you're looking for it. And it's the exact same when you're so clear on where it is that you're going, you are looking for it. You look for the opportunities that are in front of you. You look for, again, prime example of this, right? I was in getting my watch fixed. In the store in Belfast. I heard this guy say, oh, this is my 6th Rolex of the year I've bought. I'm thinking, this guy's a killer. So I went up, I said, excuse me, Daniel, nice to meet you. And we had a conversation. Lovely guy. This guy's energy was so good. But I was thinking about where I wanted to go. And when you're thinking about these things, you put yourself in the right environments. You will go and speak to people. This guy, he ended up getting my WhatsApp. He actually watched my videos. And then he ended up telling me about, what he wanted to do with his fitness, and he signed up. And, he's the best guy on 2 feet. He's such an incredible guy, and I can't wait. We're going to change his life completely. He's an absolute killer. He's a business owner, really, really killing it. And, again, if I was not thinking about these things, if I was not looking for them, I would not do it. Prime example, I was on Instagram last week, and there was a mastermind in Bali. If I just would have swiped past this if I wasn't consciously always thinking about where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, my goals. So I signed up. It was like $1,000 for the day. Again, you don't know where these things are going to lead you, but you have to put yourself in the right rooms. There's a lot of probability for every single outcome in your life, and your job is to increase the probability of that outcome happening. Is that you want to make more money? Cool. What would the guy that's living a life that you want to live, what would he do? What kind of rooms would he put himself in? What kind of actions would he take that's different to what you're doing currently? That's how I need you to think, right? And when you're so clear on where you're going, when you write it down every day, when you do the celebration method and you feel it, these are my plans. When you feel it, you will start to look for these things. You will start to look for it. And if you say, oh, well, I have just negative thoughts all the time, you cannot become a positive person by chance. You have to consciously make an effort to change this. I tell myself every morning, people will laugh about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. People will laugh. They'll say, you're cringy, you're embarrassing. I tell myself every single morning, I am a success and a wealth magnet. I tell myself I am confident, I love my work, and I am the best every morning. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. And there were times, think about it, right? This has to work. There was times where I woke up and I wanted to die. There's times where I would have Google searched how to kill myself. Now I'm in a villa in Bali working with incredible people, and I love my work. I love who I work with. I love myself, and I believe that I am the most confident person on 2 feet. That is all the evidence we need that this stuff works. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I wasn't very good at it, but I wanted to. And now I'm here. I'm not saying this to blow smoke up my ass. I'm saying this because I want you to win so freaking badly. And say if you listen to this podcast and you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. That's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. But I want you to win. And I've seen it so many times with our guys firsthand. I've seen them win because they get clarity on what they want. And when you get so clear, you have this idea, you have this avatar in your head, and you're clear on how they would act, how they would think, you start making decisions like that person. Every decision you're faced with. Again, prime example, right? One of our guys, Ethan, this week. Ethan paid 6 bags. He, again, worked a construction job, paid 6 bags to join the sales course. Ethan paid 6 bags to join this sales course because he wanted to live a life on his terms. He wanted to work online and make money, and he didn't believe it could happen. People in his area weren't doing that. But again, I expanded his mind to what is possible. I showed him other people that have been where he was and they're now living that life. So what did he do? He thought, what would the version of me operate like? Would he invest or would he not? He was hesitant, like we all would, right? When you're making a big investment like that. He invested in himself. 6 bags, the biggest investment he's ever made in himself before. He's now doing the course and he had a choice this week, right? He had a choice. He got presented with an offer to go on this job and he had a choice. Do I call in sick on my job? Do I get my first week under the belt and quit my job then? Or do I do what's comfortable? What do you think he done? He operated like the version of himself. He's gone on and in his first day, he already closed, he already made money and he is going to live an incredible life one day. I know that. I don't doubt that for 1 second because he's acting like the person that he wants to be. He's making uncomfortable decisions and that's what I need you to think about. What would that person act like? And forget how you feel today. Fuck your feelings, fuck your mood. Do what needs to be done. Stick to the plan. And see if there's people who are killing your vibe, get them gone. There was a guy in this co-working cafe that I was in last night, or yesterday from, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock until 6, half 6. Then I went upstairs and there was this American guy. I say hello to, if I'm working somewhere and people look up at me, like I'll say hello, I'll introduce myself. This guy, he turned around and says, hey mate, how's it going? He says, yeah, I'm good. And I had like my earphones in, my laptop, and I was meeting a guy an hour later to go for dinner. And this guy says, oh, I'll come and sit with you. I was like, okay, cool. Again, listen, if I meet someone's good energy, great, I love it. I chat with this guy for 5-10 minutes. And I said, how's your day going, bro? He says, not good at all. People have their down days, that's fine. I asked the question. Sometimes you're going to get a no, right? And I said, why, what's up? He said, I was at this yoga class. I hated how she was operating the class. And I told her. She told me, you better find a new yoga class. So she kicked me out. She booted me out. And I went straight home and left the biggest, nastiest Google review possible. I just said to the guy, I was like, dude, listen, I'm going to stop you there. I am not in the mood for negative energy today. I can't do it. And I said, what else? Tell me one thing that's going well in your life, bro, outside of that. And he says, well, and he just fucking stumbled. I was like, I'm not having that. And do you know what? I felt straight. It made me realize how many incredible people I have in my life because I never feel friction when I talk to people. And that I felt so much internal friction because I was like, this guy is just so not my guy at all. And I said, excuse me, bro, I'm going to stop you there. I'm just not moved for that negative energy over something like that. And I just said, I've got some work to do, so I'll let you crack on. Have a nice day, bro. And that was it. And he just looked at me as if I told him his whole family died in a car crash. But don't waste your time on people that bring you down. If somebody is operating on a low frequency, guess what happens? You spend time with that person, yours is going to come down too. I don't want that. So your energy is finite, so protect it with everything you got. And if that's around negative people, protect it. If that's people that you have to spend time with, try and mitigate it, try and limit it. So plan the day. Filming this potty. We've got a potty coming out next week with Eamon Swale, the GOAT, oh man, I love this guy so much. And if you listen to this podcast if you listen to this podcast, you'll absolutely love Eamon. Eamon has created an incredible community called Sober Social. He basically just was on a, I don't know if it was a dance floor. He was in a bar one day after like 10 weekends out in a row, and he thought, there's more to life than this. So he stopped drinking. He put out on his Instagram about wanting to go for a seed the next day. 26 people showed up. He wasn't posting loads of videos at the time. 26 people showed up. So he knew there was a demand for it. And he created this community called the Sober Social. And now they're getting sponsored events. They're getting like 80, 100 people at these events. It is crazy. They're doing everything from paddle, they're doing hikes, they're doing, waterfall dips, they're doing everything. So if you're in Ireland, check out Eamon Swale, EAMON SWAIL, Eamon Swale. He posts videos as well on his personal page. And then Sober Social. You don't have to be sober to go to these things. Like a lot of people drink as well, but it's just community based. It's community events. They have run clubs every single Wednesday. They have events every single weekend. It is insane. And I know he's going to take over the world. I know it. He's one of the best guys that I've ever met. He's so sincere, such a hard worker. Yeah, I just love this guy so much. And if I love him, I'm sure you will too. So yeah, we did a podcast in a studio last week, and I'm gonna post that next week. So plans today, I am gonna go train. It's my first session in Bali actually. I don't know why I keep grabbing my nuts. Maybe it's a man thing. Don't know. I am gonna train in Bali today. Where else would I train? Nice one. And then later on, I have a call, and then I'm just gonna take it easy. For me, I enjoy waking up, working, training, and going back to work, eating, and going to sleep. People are like, oh, enjoy your holiday. Dude, I'm grinding, baby. This is business as usual. We're creating killers. I honestly love waking up and going on my laptop and seeing what everybody's at. I thrive on that shit. I'm sitting there with my, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say I'm sitting there with my boxers around my ankles. I'm not. But equally as exciting. And we are creating killers. Creating killers. So if you haven't been to Bali, definitely get here. And as I always say, flirt with the world and it will flirt right back with you. You know, I entered into the co-working space yesterday. Noah, when I was upstairs when American guy was being a bitch. So I went downstairs. Before I was downstairs beforehand, and anybody that came in, I make eye contact. Excuse me, Daniel. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? You don't know who these people are. It could be your potential business partner. It could be your future wife. You don't know. You'll never ever know. But imagine that you didn't reach out. Imagine you didn't say hello, and in a parallel universe, that was your wife. You'll never know. Law of probability states that there's a probability for every single outcome, and that therefore means there's a probability for you to live an incredible quality of life. And how do you live a better life? How do you get more opportunity? By speaking to more people, increasing your luck surface area. So speak to people. It's also just more fun. It's not all just about connections and networking. Like that can be transactional. It's about making good connections, hearing people's stories, learning about people, because every single person in life has a piece of the puzzle. The guy who's the millionaire, you can learn from him because he has done something right to get to where he's going. The guy who's homeless, you can learn from him because you can learn from what not to do, and you can get some insight from that guy in his life. You can learn something from anybody. So get curious, flirt with the world, speak to the cashier, speak to the guy walking past you. I want you to do that every single day. Speak to one stranger. One stranger. You do not know where this could lead you to. And on that note, I will love you and leave you, my friends. I enjoyed catching up today. I'm going to do a lot more parties in Bali. And yeah, I would love to know what you want to see more of. But I just want to give you a little life update, what is top of mind at the moment. So we're going to be here for 5 weeks. And then afterwards, I'm flying back to Ireland. And a couple of guys doing photo shoots. And then I'm going to Spain with my family. And then I don't know what the plan is for July. We'll see. June, July, we'll see. But outside of that, we are good. Is there anything else top of mind right now? No. But I want you to have a great day. Have a great day. Be a beacon of light, my friend. Go and impact your corner of the world. Fuck the news. Stop watching. Oh, nothing sets the tone for the day. Waking up and seeing who's died. Come on, man. That's people that do that. I want to be informed. It's like my granny. I love her to bits. She wants to know what's going on in the world. When I wake up, my granny's over. I love her to bits. The news is always on, and there's all I hear is 47 people have been bombed, and I'm like, I don't want to know. Can I change it? No. Then I don't want to know. And if that makes me blissfully ignorant, cool. Game for that. If it makes my life better and allows me to have better energy and impact the people that I care about more, then I'm going to do that. So, yeah. That is the plan of action, my friend. And I will love you and leave you. So big love. Let him up. And I am sweating my ass off here. I've got swamp ass. So let's go, baby.